Last month on Game Talk, we showed you the scenes in Japan when Street Fighter 2 was released. This is the world's largest toy store, and today's the day that Sonic 2 is released. But where are the crowds? In fact, there were no crowds because Sonic 2 was launched at 9:30 in the morning, when most people are at school. But that doesn't worry Sega because they say that Sonic is flashier than Madonna, bigger than Arnie, and richer than Richard Branson. Stars spotted at Sonic's launch party include Philippa Forrester, Right Said Fred, and Kathy Dennis. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is available on all three formats from $27.99 to $39.99.
Wow.
Earl's Court in London was the place to be earlier this month for a preview of the latest technology at the Future Entertainments show. The main attraction was the final of the National Computer Games Championship. With £10,000 prize money at stake, competition was tough, and the capacity crowd watched the masters at work. Tony Eaton from Stafford took second place, but the cool nerve of Alan Brett from Nottingham was rewarded with the winner's cheque of £10,000.
Wow.
Welcome to the Game Talk Games Review. In fact, welcome to Legacy. This is a three-dimensional role-playing game. Now, basically, you use a mouse to go around the screen and pick different bits of what you want to happen. There are lots and lots of corridors. At the end of most of them, there's a monster. What you do when you find the monster is up to you. Now, it'll be available in mid-December for PCs and in 1993 for the Amiga. It will cost you a mere snip, $44.99.
Wow.
If watching Doctor Who on Fridays on BBC Two isn't enough for you, then you're going to love this, because it's the first time Doctor Who's been used for a video game, and it brings Doctor Who into your home. It's called Dalek Attack, and this game was actually shown to the Doctor Who Appreciation Society last week, and they thought it was marvellous. Most of them have got Amigas and PCs, so they'll be able to use it, and it will cost them $16.99.
Wow.
Every good film has a sequel. Now, every good game has to have a sequel. Not to be outdone by Sega, Nintendo have launched this. It's Super Mario Land 2. Now, what you get here is Super Mario in lots of different guises. There's Space Mario, there's also Bunny Mario, and there's Fireman Mario. It's ever so good. The graphics are a lot better than most of the Game Boy games, so this is worth getting. It will cost you $29.99, and it's available now.
Wow.
Now, making a pop video isn't easy, and I assure you that Chris Rea's producers would testify to that, because they've got Chris Rea, OK? He wants to make a pop video, but he doesn't want to be in it. So what do? Well, Game Talk went behind the scenes of the making of Chris Rea's new video to find out just how they solved that problem. So, how do you make a pop video if the pop star doesn't want to act in it? I've come to Soho in the heart of London, and I reckon in here they're going to have all the answers. So, David, as the video director, was it sort of a bit of a challenge when Chris Rea said, well, he's not very keen on acting?
Well, it's a challenge, but the main problem was that he doesn't like appearing in his videos, as you know. And he had come up with an idea, a solution for this, and he had suggested maybe if I was a video character, then that got him over the problem of having to appear in front of the camera as an actor. He's quite happy to perform his song in front of the camera, but, you know, if every video was Chris Rea just singing his song, there'd be very little variation in it. So we were presented with the problem of designing a video character of him and putting that into a video game sequence. The first time that we have ever done anything of that type to do with video games. We've worked with video games before, but they've already existed, and we've had to animate the characters that exist in the video game as cell animation or traditional Walt Disney style animation outside of the game. But we've not had to actually create something that was a video game before.
Once you had the idea, was the next stage to get the programmers programming? Is that something that you have to oversee yourself and actually sort of lots of late nights watching computer games go by?
well, you place yourself in other people's hands to a great extent, because when it comes to programming, I don't know anything about programming, so I can make a suggestion or make a request as to what I'd like to see happen, but how that then gets transferred into the game is down to the skills of the programmer and the team that are doing the programming.
So normally computer games take about 6 months for the Mega Drive, if you're lucky. We had exactly 2.5 weeks to do it in.
If I said what was the hardest part of making this part of the pop video, what would you say?
Making it as high quality graphics as possible to fit in with the video. Halfway through the development of it, we'd seen the video, the rough cuts, and we thought they were extremely high quality. We had to keep on adding things and getting as much detail in as we could in the very short time that we had in it.
For us, it was quite an interesting idea because it's a reversal of the trend at the moment where video games have inspired records to be released, whereas this is a record that's inspiring a video game sequence.
And we are currently trying to get God's Great Banana Skin released as a computer game in its own right. If it happens, we'll tell you, of course, first here on Game Talk. Now, if you'd like to win the 3 games that I previewed earlier, they were, of course, Legacy, Doctor Who, and Dalek Attack. No, sorry, Legacy, yeah, Dalek Attack, and Super Mario 3. There we are. All you have to do is answer this very simple question. Who was the first actor to play Doctor Who on television? Who was the first actor to play Doctor Who on television? Write your answer on a postcard and send it to this address. It is Game Talk, PO Box 8181, London, W12 7SE. Now it's time for Game Exchange. Every month, we'll give 5 people the chance to swap games that they're fed up with for something new. All you've got to do is write down the number of the exchange that you're interested in, and I'll give you more details about what to do after that next. But this is very, very, very important. You must write down the number of the exchange you're interested in. Here are this month's exchanges. Number 1. Kate North has a Master System. She's offering Double Dragon and wants Asterisk or Sonic the Hedgehog. That is Game Exchange number 1. Number 2, John Taylor is offering Hard Driving and wants Awesome Golf for his Atari system. So he's offering Hard Driving and wants Awesome Golf for his Atari Lynx. That's Game Exchange number 2. Number 3, Guion is offering Bart versus the Space Mutants and wants New Zealand Story for her NES. So that's Guion Lewis offering Bart versus the Space Mutants. She wants New Zealand Story for the NES. That is Game Exchange number 3. Happy birthday, by the way, Paul. Paul Smith, on his Game Boy, is offering Gremlins 2 and would like any other Game Boy games. That's Paul Smith with a Game Boy. He's offering Gremlins 2 and wants any other Game Boy's game. And finally, Game Exchange number 5. James Lomax is offering Alien Storm and wants Double Dragon 2 for his Master System. So that's Game Exchange number 5. James Lomax is offering on his Master System Alien Storm and wants Double Dragon 2 for his Master System. Now, what you have to do is get a postcard like this, write down your name, your address, what you want, that's the number of the exchange you're interested in. So what I need here is a number, and there's one on the front of this camera. Just give me that. So you put your number there, like so. No, get off. And what you're offering, OK? All on a postcard, like so. And you send it to Game Exchange, PO Box 8181, London, W12 7SE. That's Game Exchange, PO Box 8181, London, W12 7SE. Of course, we'll have another Game Exchange next month. But right now, the game is over.